Hi, in this section, we are talking about package and access modifier and non-access modifier in Java programming language. So first, what is the package? A package in the Java programming language is nothing but a similar type of classes will be created in its same package so that we can understand that the functionality related to same functionality will be in the same package. So for example, the file reading related classes will be created in a one package, and another database related operations will be in another. Similarly, the feeding the input from the client side, that is will be in third package. So ultimately, the in Java program, this is a group of similar type of classes or interfaces and sub packages. Okay, so we can see as an example here, I created one package here, that is java.com.java.training.access.modifier. In my previous session, we created one package, that is com.java.training.oops, where there is related activities or related functionality about we talked about the oops concept. So all the classes are residing under the oops package, where here I created a couple of classes which is used, or the functionality of the classes related to access modifier. So in this package you can see only those related modifier related classes and its implementations. So this is what the package is known as. So the package is nothing but a grouping the classes or interfaces whose functionality is similar. Okay, so that's what the known as the package. Okay, so then the our second topic will be the access modifier. In Java program, access modifier are has the very key roles in programming, because we already talk about this object oriented concept, encapsulation, and abstractions. So all are we can achieve if we use the proper access modifier. We can see that access modifier is also known as the access specifier. Okay, so both are same. So here we can see the access modifier are primarily we can divide into four, that is private, default, protected, and public. Okay, and what is the difference between these four access modifiers? Basically, if we see that the it is the restrictions that we are giving into classes, methods, and variables. For that we are using these access modifiers. Basically, if we didn't use the proper access modifier, then there will be a data visibility across the packages. And if, for example, if one package is not supposed to access the another class in which is located in the another package, then if you didn't use the proper access modifier, it is visible to all everybody in all packages. So we can restrict the visibility of the properties of a class in a such a way if we use the access modifier. We can see that the accessibility will be in a different way, correct? So within the class where will be located, within located in the package, correct? So the visibility, how it will be within the class, all the properties are visible, or within the package, or outside the package by the subclassing. So subclass, this is one of the functionality in the object-oriented programming we used for the inheritance, correct? So in if you do the subclass in the another of a class in another package, so how would be the visibility, and also the outside of the package, correct? So there are the four different cases we are looking into here. So if we can see that in private is the most restrictive access modifier. So the private is used for member um, properties, methods, and inner classes. So for that, we can see that those private variables or methods will be accessible only within the class. It cannot be used or cannot be visible or cannot access outside of that class. So it is a more restrictive access modifier. So it has different usages in Java programming. So for the time being, we can think about like more restrictive is the private. Then the default is not actually the default keyword. This is if we didn't use any of the other three: private, protected, public. If we didn't use any modifier, simply if we write declare the class like class name, then that is the default. Okay, so I shall explain that in the following steps. So it has within the class all the variables and methods will be visible. Within the package, yes, it will be visible. Outside the packages by subclassing. If in For example, if you want to get access of the in inheritance, generally in the inheritance, if you want to access the particular variable of a particular class, you can do by subclass. That is what we call as inheritance. So outside of the package, what we will do, we will import that package and we will access that one the member variables of that particular class. So is it possible if in the case of the default access specifier? No, it is not possible. And outside the package, then definitely no, it is not possible. Then what about the protected keyword? The protected keyword within the class, it is accessible. Within the package, yes. Outside the package by subclassing only. That is the main thing we should look into. Outside the package by subclass, can we access the protected? Yes. But if you look into the default, no. Private, no. And outside the package, no, it can't be. It won't able to access. Public means everybody can access in everywhere. That is the very less restrictive access modifier in Java programming language. So if we look into the top to bottom, the restriction level is decrease, or bottom to up, we can say the more restrictive. See, we can see that why. So if you go bottom to top, it's a restriction is increasing, restriction level is increased. So we can go by examples to understand more better. So here is this is the what I'm talking about, the package. Yeah, I have the one package that is called java com.java.training.access.modifier. Inside the class, I have one public modified class I have created. You can see that the declaration, what is mean by public. So this is the public keyword that I used for the access modifier. Remember, in Java, the reserved keywords, these are the reserved keywords: package, public, class, return, void, etc. These etc are the keywords. There is a lot of another keywords are also there. This cannot be used for the naming the class, methods, variables, etc. These are the reserved keywords, should not be used for any other purposes. So here I'm declaring the class. How is the declaring? That is a public class. So this is the public class it is, and it has the property or it has the variable that is also public. It has the getter and setter methods that is also public. So all these getter setter, methods, variables, class, everything I've used the public in context. So we just want to test this one, how it will be used in the outside. So we can see that I'm created one test class, modified test class in the different package, or I can go in a different package here itself. See, for example, I'm just so here I have the one main method, and I'm created the test object of this particular class itself. And now I'm going to let me clear this for the time being. Okay, so this is the class. So I'm creating the class public modifier pm is equal to new public modifier. So you can see that I used this public modifier class, which is belongs to another package, different package it is. So in order to use this class in the test class, which is a different package, what it happens? In order to use that one, you need to import that import that class. Here you can see that com.java.training.ss.modifier. Public modifier is the location, or it is the namespace for this particular uh, public modifier class that is I imported. So how do I import it? That is using the keyword import keyword. So this class is available in this test class. Okay, after importing only we can create the object. So in order to create the object, I used the new operator. So I created the object of the public modifier. Now we can see that I'm using, I'm getting every methods in that particular class. This is because this, if you go to it's a declaration, see you can see this is a public. If it was private, for I say example, if it is a private, I will not get or I can't access this particular, because you can see that the method get name from the type public modifier is not visible at all. So that is the difference here. The public, if you use the public, okay. So if it is public means it is accessible in every class in every package. Okay. Next we can go to the protected. How the protected uh, keyword or protected access modifier works in here. So I have the protected class. So I declared this as a public class, and for demoing purpose, I created the protected variable. The protected variable's name is the name, and its value I given as the protected, and it has the getter setter methods. That is also I created. I made it as a protected. Let's see how is we can use here in. So for that, I'm creating one new class test protected class. I'm creating the main method. Let's see. So the rule is that within the class, yes, all the variables. If you go to the protected modifier, within this package, you can use all the methods. And for example, if I have this, or if I'm making this a public, let's public void. Well, I have the print method, print method. So I'm just printing. See, we can see that this get name is accessible inside this class. Okay, so inside this class, this get name is the protected variable. So inside this class, you can access the protected methods in the same class. Also you can access in the same package as well, but in the different package. How it you can use that is only through the subclassing. What is the difference mean? We can demo that one here. So I have class here. I'm just declaring public for the time being to understand. Test. I have the one test method. So what I'm here doing is that let's create one. It's a the rule is that this can be used the protected variables or methods in different package. You will get only by subclassing. Okay, here I didn't do anything. So can be used directly with the object creation. Okay, so how do protected modifier pm is equal to new protected modifier. I created object. So you can see that this class is I can use without any issue because compiler is not complaining about its accessibility because it is imported already. So because this is why it happened because it's automatically imported here because of I'm using the Eclipse ID. That's the reason it is automatically imported. If you are manually typing, you need to manually import these keywords. Okay, let's print out. I mean, let's print the it's one of the property it is the name, so we can print the name using the get method. See, here you can see that we are not able to see that get name method. Why? Because this is you will get only if it was public. Yeah, definitely you can access. We can see what is the public. Yeah, it has the print method is there. So let's take its print is available or not. Yeah, here we can see that the print method is the secret is the void. That's the reason it's complaining about. So I'm just changing this to public. So this public, if you go to the public, what will happen? Let's see. M dot. See, now we can see that the get name is visible here. So this get name is visible here because of we changed the access specifier. So let's go again, change to protected. I'm saving this one. How it can be visible here? So it is visible here only if you do subclass. How do the subclass? Inherit. We need to inherit. So in how do we inherit the class? This inheritance is achieved by using the extending the class. How the extends? Using the extends class keyword. Extends protected modifier. So I did what I did. I subclassed this one. So let's do one thing. Here I can use the either through this get name. Yeah, it is. We can see that get name is available now. Similarly, set name also. I mean, so what I'm doing here. I'm creating test protected class. TPC is equal to new test protected class. Here I am printing is it dot get name. See, in previous example or the previous code, we didn't get the accessibility of this get name. It's because this keyword is access modifier is the protected keyword in a different package. You will get only through the extending this class. Then you can create through the instance of this who is the subclass, then subclass object and its get name, or you can directly get it is by using the get name. Okay, so get name, and if we run this, oh, this is because uh, here this is initialized. Oh, sorry. This is because I didn't call this particular test method. That is the reason. This method. Yeah, this happens when we do uh, uh, when we code this kind of confusions is okay. Okay, so this is what the protected class all about. Now we move to the next one's the default. What is the default as a specifier in this case? So I'm closing all this. So default means, for example, if we use this particular class, I created one default modified class, and here we can see the variable. I didn't declare anything, public, private, protected, nothing. So which means this is a default. If I didn't specify anything, any more access modified, then it is a default. Okay, so how it will be in the default, even as by the rule, it says that even if you do see here within the class, yes, you can see within the package is also visible, but outside the package by subclassing, no, and outside the package definitely no. Okay, so what is the difference here? So we can test that one. So I'm using the test class. Let's do the here I have. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating one object of this default modified class. You can see this is default modified class. It's actually available here because it is by importing. Okay, if I do change this, one second. Okay. So this is currently if I didn't declare any SS modifier here, either public or modifier or even protected also, I didn't use anything here. So you can see that it's complaining because default modifier is not visible in this package. So if it is a public or protected, you can see that here it won't complain now. So there is a difference. Now in protected, we could access only through the subclassing. So just subclass, just extend this one, default modifier. How the protected is we could use using the object, correct? Test is equal to test is equal to new test sysort. If we use the test object dot, you can see that there is name. That variable is not visible here. It's because it's a it's as a specified, nothing we mentioned, which means that is the default. If you didn't mention anything, that is the default. But if you use the lowest, little more free, less restrictive is the protected. What will happen? I save it. Now it won't complain. See, now its name is came. If I if I didn't use this protected private or public anything here, so what will happen? See, the name is not listing here. So this is what the default access modifier is all about. Now we can go to the private. What if private is the very restrictive? Even you subclass, you won't access, you won't visible that, and in another any other packages only in within the class only. So here I have this one private modifier class is there. You can see that it's a method and it's a getter setter method, and it's uh, variables also private. Let's test this one. Even I'm this is the subclass, I mean sub package. So let's test this one. I'm just clearing this. Okay, I have one class, test class, and inside the test class I have the test method. Let's see, we can see that this is a protected class we extended because it is complaining that it is not visible in this class. So protect can't be resolved that time. So what you need to do, you need to import that one. If you double click it will be imported automatically. For the time being we don't need this one. I just want to as this is complained about this one, I just want to demo as knowledge purpose. And here we are, I'm creating private modifier pm is equal to new private modifier, and I'm trying to access any of this method because it is none of the method is accessible outside of this class. Okay, so that is the difference between those, because this is not visible because of this all are private. Let's have this only visible inside this particular class only. If I create another class here in same, it is private subclass, which means I'm extending this class private modifier. If I have the one method, test method, can I access? See, I'm here. What I did, I created one subclass of this private, and can I access this method? Right? So let's see. What going to do is that I can I get the get name? No, it's not, because even the subclass in the same package, correct? This private subclass. It belongs to the same package, and it is a subclass. It is not any of these methods are not accessible in same class, which means these are accessible only inside within this class, only in this side class. So that's what we are using for this private. These keywords are very useful for implementing the object oriented concept. That's very important. Next video we can talk about non-access modifiers.
If you like the video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos.